Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're talking about the top 5 comic book YouTubers of all time. Now obviously these are just my picks, these are my opinion, totally subjective thing. But I've watched a lot of comic book YouTube and I feel like I know what a good content creator is. Without further ado, let's talk about my top 5 favorite slash best content creators. So number 5 on this list is Omni Dog. So if you're not familiar with Omni Dog, he is kind of like an OG. He has been in the comic book YouTube world for years and years and years. He is an older gentleman who predominantly does a lot of live streams where he has guests on. He talks specifically about collected editions, omnibus, absolutes and stuff, but his passion for comic books shines through almost immediately. So when you're watching, so when I see Omni Dog has gone live, I'm probably going to tune in. I'm not somebody that gets in the comments with him, but I'm usually watching. His demeanor, his presence on camera is very calming. He is a no drama guy. He is very positive. He is somebody that you just watch, you just kind of enjoy it. You turn your brain off for a little bit and you just listen to him and whoever he has on talk about comic books. He has some pretty big guests on sometimes, specifically the guy from Near Mint Condition, Omar, and just their knowledge, the things they've talked about, the books they've read, their recommendations usually are pretty on point. One of the things that really sets him apart, though, is his openness, specifically with his previous alcoholism, alcohol abuse, and just his fans and his viewers and their support of him in that. He had this live stream where he talked about his struggle and then how long he's been sober, and to be that open, to be that transparent, that was like the clincher for me to be like, this guy's one of my favorite comic book guys. Like he's got it all. So number 5 on my list is the Omni Dog. The next on the list at number 4 is Comic Tropes. This is a massive channel with over 200,000 subscribers. His reach has really surpassed most, if not all, other comic book channels, but it makes sense. As soon as you turn on a Comic Tropes video, you're immediately hit with the production value. You're immediately hit with his positive demeanor, his excellent ability to communicate. Then the editing is on point. He talks about interesting topics, not necessarily just in one type of thing, just collecting or just reading, but he's talking about the history of comics. He talks about creators a lot. He just did a video on Stan Lee. Very interesting takes, very creative takes that people aren't doing. Like if people are going right, he's going left and trying something new. Huge views on his channel. So his reach is far beyond just the niche of the CGC guys or the guys that are going on hunts and hauls, or just omnibus guys. Like it's his reach, I think, surpasses that and goes to more casual fans, or people just interested in Stan Lee or Jack Kirby or Steve Ditko or other creators. So Comic Tropes is kind of one of those guys that has really just exploded far beyond just the narrow reach of just comic book collectors. So he's on my top 4. I don't watch all of his videos, but he is one of the best of all time. Okay, number 3 on this list is a guy that started when I started. Number 3 on this list is Mint Hunter Comics. I gotta give James credit where credit is due. I've been critical of him a couple times, specifically where he's kind of this mesh of a dealer slash content creator, where he goes on these hunts and hauls only to sell these books back to his audience. But I can't take things away from him because of his ability to make incredible thumbnails, his ability to make interesting topics, specifically topics that speak to the viewer, where the viewer is benefiting by watching this. You know, he's got a legitimate knowledge of comic books. One of my favorite videos of his is the 100 best graphic novels of all time, where he takes the time to edit this whole video where he talks about his favorite or the best graphic novels of all time. That list is pound for pound one of the best, if not the best, comic book list I've ever seen on YouTube. And so many of his recommendations are some of my favorite stories I've ever read. So James's ability to also edit so that when you're watching the video, you know, like, oh, I'm just going to watch this for a couple minutes. Well, it turns into 5, it turns into 10, it turns into you've watched the whole video because of his ability to grab the viewer, and his dynamic camera shots. It's good. He's very, very good. So I know I've been critical. I'm leery sometimes of what he says, as far as from a buy this or this always sells or things like that. But the dude makes good content, and he is one of the best. Number 2 on this list, and I can't believe I'm saying this, is Jim Mint. Jim Mint is like a comic Tropes, where his reach has gone beyond just comics. So when I knew Jim Mint was one of the best of all time was when I had the air conditioning guy come over, when I was up in my old room and I had a few statues and omnibus, and he said, "You ever seen this guy Jim Mint?" And I said, "Yeah, I've seen his videos." And I was like, damn, this guy is on another level. His original videos, when he first started out, and up until, unfortunately, things have changed, but his original videos of talking about stories, talking about books, talking about runs, talking about omnibus and statues is excellent content. Somewhere along the way, and really in that whole C2E2, the Ultimate Fallout 4 acetate gate, all that, when he really there was a change in him and in the whole space and whatnot and all that. But before that, he was like your starting point. Like, if you were getting into comics, or you were getting into comic book YouTube, he was one of the guys that was recommended to you, and his content was very, very palatable. It was very newbie friendly, and his ability to do that for years, and I don't know how many videos he has now, hundreds, thousands of videos. He was an excellent, kind of a Sherpa, a guy that led you down a pretty good path of choosing good comics and things that that he thought you would enjoy. So his quality of his videos kept getting better. You know, he got these impressive sets. His displays were awesome. Jim Mint is one of the best of all time. No matter, I don't know who he is as a person, and that is a whole nother story. I mean, I don't know who that guy is really, but his videos were very, very good. And number 1 on this list, and the reason I made this video, the whole purpose of this video was so I could talk about this channel. And number 1 is the Comic Book Palace, Glenn. That channel is pound for pound the best comic book channel on YouTube, and it's not even close. The lack of subscribers, the lack of views means absolutely nothing when it comes to his content. So if you don't know, the Comic Book Palace is basically a first-person perspective of being in a comic book shop, a fly on the wall, watching a disgruntled dealer and disgruntled buyers and shop goers and guys that have been in this for so long, and just hearing them riff, hearing them talk crap, hearing their recommendations, guys that have been in this game for so long, and then hearing them and experiencing that, what that is. So a lot of people don't have the opportunity to go to a comic book shop. A lot of people don't want to go, and I'm one of those people where I don't want to go to my local comic shop. If you want to have that experience to the nth degree, you can sit on your couch, turn on Comic Book Palace, and you're there. One of the most successful comic book things ever was Comic Book Men with Kevin Smith. That kind of gives the fake Pawn Stars type comic book shop experience. The Comic Book Palace is what it really is. Somehow they are not acting. Like when I turn this camera on, you know, I'm kind of like ready, set, go. Like I'm trying to entertain you. These guys are just there. They're being themselves. They are I don't know how they do this so well that they just ignore the camera. The camera does not affect anybody, and they just make incredible content. Glenn's ability to not give a shit what anybody says or anybody thinks. He likes what he likes. He runs the shop how he wants to run the shop is second to none. In real life, is that guy probably an asshole? Probably, but that's what makes him funny. That's what makes him enjoyable. The Comic Book Palace is it captures the collecting nature, the craziness of getting into this crazy hobby, the nature of wanting to find something to read, the person that comes into the shop and doesn't know what to buy or know what to do, or the guy that's been doing this for 40, 50 years. Like, that is the experience. That is what comic books are about. The Comic Book Palace is the best channel, and it's not even close. Guys, what do you guys think? What are your favorite comic book channels? Let me know. If at any point in time you like this video, give the thumbs up. And if you like this video, subscribe for more. Take care.